Several months ago, we were having a meeting of our international projects committee at Rotary. And one of the members of that, her and her husband have a condo in just the south of Puerto Vallarta, where they've been going for many, many years. And they mentioned that there was this amazing school in Puerto Vallarta that started from feeding the children at the dump back 25 or more years ago, and then has developed into a school. So I was thinking of, well, where would be kind of a cool place to go for a winter vacation where I could actually do something other than just sit on the beach or in the pub. And so they put me in touch with this young lady named Megan. And I said, I'd like to come and help. And she says, yeah, well, okay. So I sent her a list of things that I could do, thinking that hands-on stuff would be most valuable, like plumbing. I'm a cabinet maker, electrical, et cetera, et cetera. Also told her that I taught at university. So coming back thinking that I would take my DeWalt hammer drills down there and do something. And she came back and said, well, we'd love to have you, but we'd like you to teach English and reorganize the library. And I thought, crap, I'm not sure about the library and I'm not even sure about the English, but we'll have a go. So myself and my traveling companion from the Rotary Club of Nanaimo Daybreak, Bonnie Merrill, and I went down there for 3 weeks and were blessed with the opportunity to experience the magic that is the Volcanes School, and that Megan and the other teachers and staff have created down there. So it was a special time, but now I'm going to let her do the talking, and maybe Megan, you can give us a little bit of the history of the school and what need it addresses and what are the people that it's helping.
Absolutely. So the school, as Ian mentioned, began as a feeding program in 1998, and it was located right next to the city dump. And they called it Children of the Dump, and it was really to get people's attention because that was the situation. The children were living there, didn't always know when the next meal was coming from, and so they began a feeding program. And that evolved into teaching English classes because Puerto Vallarta is such a tourist town. Teaching English was one way that they could help the children break the cycle of poverty, get good jobs, and find a way to find employment in Puerto Vallarta. So the school kept evolving, and in 2008, it was moved to the small colonia called Volcanes. And there's a government school built there, primary school, which is 1st through 6th grade in Mexico. And the old building next to it was kind of abandoned, derelict. And so enter some amazing Rotarians, some out of Calgary, some out of Heritage Park. Yes, Heritage Park was big as well. They came in and they really helped get that building together, running water, bathroom, everything that we needed. And that became the new school program. And so the school today has evolved, and we have 2 English teachers, 2 remedial Spanish teachers, and we have a computer teacher as well. So what we offer is what the primary school is not able to due to lack of resources. So these students are getting English classes, computer classes, as well as remedial classes for those students who aren't at grade level. What we found is if students aren't reading and writing in Spanish, then obviously they need that support before they can enter the English program. We also have a symphonic orchestra, and they just had a really big festival at the end of March where we invited students from 4 different states in Mexico to all play together. And it was really beautiful, really magical at the Malecon, the boardwalk there in Puerto Vallarta. So it's a great space, and we're really grateful for volunteers like Ian and Bonnie who came down and really helped out in the way that the school most needed help at the time, which was organizing the library. They did a great job getting all the books out, sorting the ones that we no longer needed that weren't relevant anymore, and then color coding them so that really great access. We were able to implement it the next week that teachers could come in. We could tell students, okay, choose 2 books from the pink section or 1 from the green, have them practice their vocabulary, their reading comprehension. And so it was a great way to immediately help out at the school and see a direct result with the students.
And Megan, what sort of things going on into the future are what the school and the teachers would most appreciate help with?
Great question. So currently the school, it is an older school, so the basic maintenance, we're looking at the roof. It's rainy season right now in Puerto Vallarta, so shoring up that roof and also the bathrooms. We need new tables, chairs, always need new books. As Ian and Bonnie noticed, there's not a lot of lower level books, which when students are first starting English, regardless of if they're in grade 1 or grade 6, they've got to start with those kind of lower level books. And so the books are really helpful. Like I said, tables and chairs. There's a driveway entering the school that's not in the best condition. So we're looking to we're looking to help pave that driveway, make it safer for everyone to enter. And yeah, just make sure the school is the best learning environment for the students down there.
And if somebody wanted to become introduced to the school in a really simple, easy way, and not everybody wants to go down and pave a driveway. We fortunately in our club we have a structural civil engineer who's going to design that, and we're probably going to tackle that this spring. But something, would it be helpful if people gathered up the books that their grandchildren had finished with, put them in their suitcase when they head down to Puerto Vallarta, and bring those books to the school, something to get introduced and meet you and meet the teachers, and would that be a helpful thing?
That would be very helpful. And actually Air Canada and WestJet offer a program where you can bring checked bags as part of the humanitarian aid. And so you can bring those down without having to pay the baggage fee, which is really great. Any of those books that your children or grandchildren no longer use would be super helpful. And then if you are able to come to Puerto Vallarta, we'd love to have you at the school, reading with the students, doing short art projects with them. Anything that you're really passionate about will come through to the children. And so that's the best way to connect with them, is finding what your passion is. If you love woodworking or if you love painting, then bring that down. The students are really eager. They love meeting new people. They're very open, very kind. And so whatever it is that you love, if you want to bring that to Puerto Vallarta, the students will learn to love it as well.
And do you have any of the teachers that are like really good salsa dancers or energetic, or like Dominica or somebody like that they could meet?
Yeah, Miss August is one of our English teachers. She's originally from Argentina, but she speaks perfect English, and she's a kinesthetics coach. And so lots of energy, lots of fun to be in her classroom. We also have 2 great Spanish teachers, English teachers. So yeah, it's a great program, and we'd love to have you down there.
Well, thank you, my dear. Thank you, John and John, for putting this stuff together. Just in closing, I'd like to say that, I've been a Rotarian for many years, and I've had the opportunity to go and immunize kids against polio. We've worked with women's shelters. We've done all sorts of environmental projects. But I must say, going and meeting the people at the Volcanes School, it's like all the planets were aligned and all their hearts were out there for everybody to see, because the work that they do with these young children is amazing. And it's so heartwarming to see how a little bit of help at the right time in their lives makes huge difference. And thank you so much for that, Megan.
Thank you to all the Rotary clubs. We appreciate all your help, especially here at Sydney by the Sea. Thank you very much.